This message is issued by the United States Department of Homeland Security and the United States Department of Health and Human Services. This message is being transmitted nationwide across the United States of America. This is an emergency alert system broadcast. Nationwide unrest is still in effect. Civilian populations are instructed to remain alert. It has now been 194 days since the initial collapse event. It has been 64 days since the outbreak went global. Designation: Operation Cobalt, Step P. Failed reports confirm that the entities commonly referred to as walkers have spread across all 50 states. These entities have overrun multiple FEMA emergency zones and military quarantine areas. Thousands of civilian casualties have been confirmed. Containment is no longer in effect. Military presence is being withdrawn from non-critical regions. All remaining federal instructions are as follows. Avoid populated areas. Avoid military checkpoints unless directed. Avoid contact with any individual displaying aggression, confusion, or signs of infection. If you encounter a walker, do not attempt communication. Do not attempt restraint. Do not attempt rescue. Head and brain destruction is the only confirmed method of neutralization. This message will repeat.
This message is issued by the Wisconsin National Guard in conjunction with the Federal Emergency Management Agency and state law enforcement agencies. This is a restricted emergency broadcast. Operation Cobalt has failed. The United States has suffered systemic collapse, and multiple states have ceased functioning as governed territories. Confirmed reports indicate the entities known as walkers have expanded beyond U.S. borders into Canada and Mexico. Containment has failed at all national and international perimeter zones. Military presence across multiple states has been lost or withdrawn due to overrun conditions. Current remaining operational states under confirmed partial military control: Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Oregon, Nebraska. All other states are considered compromised or lost. Wisconsin National Guard units are currently attempting to maintain control of urban centers including Milwaukee, Madison, and Green Bay. However, perimeter breaches are increasing. Civilian advisory: do not attempt interstate travel. Do not approach active military checkpoints unless explicitly instructed. Do not engage with isolated military units attempting relocation of civilians. All evacuation routes are considered unreliable. If you are within secured zones, remain indoors. Maintain radio silence unless receiving direct verified military instruction. Do not respond to unfamiliar voices, even if they identify as family, friends, or military personnel. Walker activity has increased significantly in rural corridors and highway systems. All citizens are advised. Survival probability decreases sharply with movement. This message will repeat.
This message is intended for all remaining SCP Foundation personnel. All sites, areas, mobile task forces, and surviving research staff are ordered to monitor this transmission. Recent Foundation analysis of the entities commonly referred to as walkers has been compared against archived research conducted at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. One of our earliest infected research subjects, designated TS-19, expired following exposure to a walker. Post-mortem observation confirmed complete neurological death followed by autonomous reanimation. At this time, the cause remains unknown. CDC researchers Dr. Candace Jenner and Dr. Edwin Jenner proposed several possible origins before the collapse of federal authority. Current theories include a parasitic organism, a viral pathogen, an extraterrestrial spore, an unknown environmental contaminant, or what some survivors have described as an act of divine judgment. No theory has been conclusively proven. What is known is the following. All deceased individuals reanimate regardless of the cause of death. Bites and bodily fluid exposure accelerate fatality. Brain destruction remains the only reliable means of neutralization. Foundation researchers have detected no signs of conventional SCP containment procedures being effective on a global scale. The outbreak exceeds all previously recorded XK-class end-of-the-world scenarios in both scale and persistence. All surviving personnel are instructed to preserve research data whenever possible. Recovery of biological samples is authorized only under maximum security protocols. Under no circumstances should infected subjects be transported into active survivor settlements. Foundation Command remains operational at undisclosed locations. Further instructions will follow if communication networks remain available. Secure, contain, protect.
Jenner here. It's day 194 since wildfire was declared, and 63 days since the disease abruptly went global. There's no clinical progress to report. Item, I finally got the scrubbers in the east sector shut down to save power. Wish I could have done it a month ago, but it took me that long to figure it out. Too bad I never studied engineering. Could have saved a lot of amps. Item. Still not sleeping well. Can't seem to keep regular hours. Living on the ground doesn't help. Not knowing if it's day or night. I'm just feeling very off kilter these days.
Alert status. Air qualifiers indicate corrosive fumes. All personnel must clear the room. Corrosive element is deemed poisonous if inhaled. All personnel clear. Full decontamination in effect. Full decontamination complete.
The TS-19 samples are gone. The tragedy of their loss cannot be overstated. They were our freshest samples by far. None of the other samples we gathered even came close. Those are necrotic, useless, dead flesh. I don't even know why I'm talking to you. I bet there isn't a single son of a bitch out there still listening, is there? Is there? Fine. It saves me the embarrassment. I think tomorrow I'm gonna blow my brains out. I haven't decided. But tonight, I'm getting drunk. Speaking of which, how far you think I can chuck this, huh? Pretty far, I bet. Oh! It is out of the stadium!
This message is issued by the Wisconsin National Guard in conjunction with the SCP Foundation. All residents of Wisconsin and surrounding regions are advised to pay close attention. At this time, the Governor of Wisconsin has authorized cooperation with remnants of the SCP Foundation discovered operating within the state. Joint operations are currently underway to combat the entities known as walkers. All civilians are ordered to comply with instructions given by Mobile Task Force personnel. Mobile Task Forces, also known as MTF units, are specialized response teams trained to contain and neutralize anomalous threats. Failure to comply with MTF directives may place both civilians and ongoing operations at risk. A statewide curfew remains in effect. Remain indoors during curfew hours unless instructed otherwise by military or Foundation personnel. Do not interfere with Foundation operations. Do not approach containment zones. Do not attempt to enter restricted facilities. For your safety, the following information has been approved for public release. The SCP Foundation is an organization dedicated to securing, containing, and protecting humanity from anomalous phenomena. The entities currently designated as walkers are being investigated as a possible anomalous threat of unknown origin. Research efforts are ongoing. Wisconsin remains one of the last regions maintaining organized resistance against the outbreak. Military units and Foundation personnel continue to defend major population centers and critical infrastructure. Additional instructions will be transmitted as they become available. Remain calm. Remain indoors. Follow all instructions from Wisconsin National Guard and Mobile Task Force personnel. Secure, contain, protect.
Whoa! Steady. It's just a few, nothing we can't outrun. Okay, whoa, whoa, whoa.
This is a nationwide transmission from the White House. My fellow Americans, this is your president speaking. If you are hearing this message, then our nation has fallen into circumstances none of us could have imagined. I know many of you are angry. I know many of you feel abandoned, and I know many of you are wondering how we got here. The truth is simple. We failed. Sunset Protocol failed. Operation Cobalt failed. Every plan we created to protect the American people ultimately failed. When reports first reached us, we believed containment was possible. When containment failed, we believed quarantine would work. When quarantine failed, we believed the bombing of major cities would stop the spread. We were wrong. Millions of Americans placed their trust in us. And for that trust, I am deeply sorry. The destruction of our cities accomplished nothing. The dead kept walking. The infection kept spreading, and civilization collapsed around us. Today, I remain in a secure federal bunker alongside my family and a small contingent of military personnel. The government that once existed no longer functions as it did before. Many federal agencies have ceased operations. Communications are limited. Resources are dwindling. Yet, despite everything, there is still hope. As long as survivors remain, America remains. Take care of your families. Protect your communities. Help one another whenever possible. Do not surrender your humanity. History will remember those who endured. This may be my final national address. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.